Clay, which is such a fine particle that when you pinch it to make a fingerprint, it will take it up. But it also takes up the print of your character, your soul, your whole being. And that's why people can recognize other people's pots. I think I could say that I started when I was about 6 years of age, and I would go into my mother's music room where she had been teaching, and there was a little cup and saucer on the mantelpiece. It was probably from Stoke-on-Trent, but it fascinated me. It had a lid, and of course it's unusual to have lidded cups and saucers. And it just fascinated me, and I think that sort of triggered my interest in ceramics. I went into the College of Art, and after a year they said I had no natural ability. There was no design in the college then. It was either painting or sculpture, or for the lesser bods, teaching. So I was a lesser bod. Now if you're told at that age that you have no natural ability, you spend a lot of time in the coffee shop talking. And so I missed out on a lot of good teaching that I could have had. But I did all the teacher certificates, and I have always loved teaching. And I do teach still. I mean, it is a gift that I have over 60 years developed, and I am only too delighted to share anything I know. I am basically a functional potter. In other words, I make pieces for use. And I'm challenged by making pieces that are really comfortable, ergonomic, handleable, and wonderful to use. The way studio potters work, we do not want to control because we love the unusual results that come out when you do not control everything. Well, the interesting thing is about the throwing is that the clay becomes almost alive. You know, they have a life of their own, and they almost take on the human form. You know, it's interesting. It is an extremely difficult task to take inert clay, which covers most of the world, and make something beautiful out of it. I mean, if you put 100 pots into the kiln, you will be very lucky to get 1% of really good pots. The chemistry of glaze is very interesting. I have to tell you that I was in school in the 50s, and they did not teach girls chemistry at that time. So I have learnt by trial and error how to make glazes from the history of a lot of people doing it before me, of course. Education has to be all-rounded. You know, the more you know about everything, the better. We can never know enough, and we go on learning all the time, all our lives. I find it difficult to live without creating new pieces. It's a very nice thing to do. Support us, support Wicklow Craft Trail, hand, heart and head.